संतोषयता संतौ श्रीलरूपसनातनौ दाक्षिणात्येन भट्टेन पुनरेतद्विविच्यते तस्याद्यं ग्रन्थनालेखं क्रान्तव्युत्क्रान्तखण्डितं पर्यालोच्याथ पर्यायं कृत्वा लिखति जीवकः. Hare Krishna. I welcome everyone to today's discussion of results of offenses. So offenses, results of offenses. 159 anuccheda we were seeing bhakti shaithilyam, laxity of bhakti. So the definition is laxity of bhakti is that by which so the steadiness or the nishtha in material pleasure and pain increases, where material pleasure is adidhaivika, material pleasure and pain is adidhaivika, adhyatmika and adhibhautikam. But whoever devotees, they don't consider, so they neglect, they don't consider this material pleasure and pain. Okay, that is explained in the Sahasranama Stotram. Na Vasudeva Bhaktanam Ashubham Vidyate Kvachit Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Bhayam Chapyupajayate. Okay, this is over. Yatu Satsadhakasya Manushyadeha Rirakshisha Jayate Sapi Upasana Vriddhi Lobhena Na tu Dehamatra Ririkshaya iti. What it means? In the previous sloka we are seeing Vasudeva Bhaktanam Na Ashubham Vidyate. That means Vasudeva Bhaktanam Na Ashubham Vidyate means they don't have any material desires and they don't seek for any material pleasure. They don't seek for any material pleasure. And next, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Bhayam Cha Api Upajayate. They don't get any fear out of birth, death, old age and diseases. That means, so that is the point actually. Before to this we said that Bhakti Tatparanam to, that means whoever devotees, they don't consider so material pleasure and pain. For that we gave proof that this Sahasranama Stotram, what we are saying, devotees of the Lord, so they don't have any inauspiciousness, means they don't have any inauspiciousness. Means what is inauspiciousness? Inauspiciousness means is nothing but the desiring material pleasure. This is the inauspiciousness. What can be the inauspiciousness for a devotee? Desiring any material pleasure is inauspiciousness for the devotee. So that's why in the sloka Sahasranama Stotram, there is no inauspiciousness for the devotees of the Vasudeva, means there will not be having any desire for material pleasure. That means they are not afflicted by material pleasure, and also they are not afflicted by pain. So that, how can you say Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi Bhayam Cha Api Upajayate? They don't have fear. There is no rise of fear out of birth, death, old age and diseases. So but you'll be seeing sometimes in the case of devotees, they might be desiring good health. So is it material desire? Can we say it is also inauspiciousness since it is material desire? Can you say like that? You cannot say like that. So if you have material desire, then definitely it is inauspiciousness for the bhakti. That's not good for bhakti. Yes? Yes or no? Yeah. So, but we are seeing the some good sadhakas case. So they are having the desire for the bodily health, or there we have the desire for protection of the body, human body. That is also for the why they are getting the desire. Sapi upasana vruddhi labhena. So for the profit of increasing the worship. Lobhena, sorry. So because of the greed for the increasing their worship. If they have good health, then they can do more parikramas, even 2 more parikramas. They can sit nicely and chant another 16 more rounds, or another 16 more rounds. If they are not able to sit, they have always fever and problems, bad health. Even they cannot come for Mangalarati. That's the problem actually. So that's why. So this kind of desire, that means asking protection of material body, human body, is simply if they ask, then that is problem. But if they are asking out of the greed for the doing more sadhana, so then na tata bhakti tatparya ahanihi. In that case, there is no harm for the purport of bhakti. There is no harm for the purport of bhakti means, so bhakti is not that means he is not deviated from the bhakti. You cannot say that he is deviated from the bhakti. Next, this is clear now. तदेवं विवेक सामर्थ्य युक्तस्यापि भक्ति तात्पर्य व्यतिरेक गम्यं तत्शैतल्यं मध्ये मध्ये रुच्यमाणया भक्त्या यन्न दूरीक्रियते तद अपराध बलम अपराधालंबनमेव इति गम्यते. This is just I am repeating in the stress only. This is also viveka samarthya yuktasyapi. Vivekam is there. That means he is having some discrimination power. What is good and what is bad, what is right and what is wrong, what is best and what is favorable and what is unfavorable. That kind of viveka he is having. So viveka samarthyam is having ability of discrimination. So yuktasya api bhakti tatparya व्यतिरेक गम्यम तत्सैतल्यम मध्ये मध्ये रुच्यमाणया भक्त्या यन्न दूरी क्रियते. So in that person, in that case, in his case, so this laxity of the bhakti, which is opposite to the, which is against to the bhakti, laxity of bhakti is against to the bhakti. So that laxity is not driven away by the activities of the bhakti, so which are liked by him. The activities of bhakti which are done occasionally, and also they are liked by him. That means he's liking activities of devotion which are done, so time to time, sometime. That means what it means, that person is engaged in the some liking devotional services. Whatever he might be liking, some kind of specific. Acha, maybe. I'm unfit to. reciprocation. No, because I drank water, na? That's why. Not from the garland. So if someone is having the ability of discrimination, but his laxity of bhakti is not driven away by the devotional activities which are done occasionally, also liking to him, then that laxity is due to offenses. Then that laxity of bhakti is due to offenses. Clear? Rangmay Pro, tell me what is it clear? Ki buje. Ku bujlen. Okay. Huh? Right, wrong. Ku. Huh? Ki or ku? Ki bad है? Ki bujlen. Bolun. Respect, na?
I understand. Sometimes when we see our bhakti some laxity, that means I understand.
What you understood?
Something na. This is 100% offense is there. Some offense is happening.
What are the conditions?
Because yes, my case I 100% observe the some material happiness or pains that time manifested for myself. I feel some desire for material happiness or sometimes pains also. You told adhyattik, adi bhautik, adi doivik. So that time, so it is clear, very clear, by offense, this is.
When can you say laxity of bhakti is due to offenses? How to decide that laxity? First of all, laxity means what?
Because result is increasing pain and also sometimes desires, happiness or something, material desires. Is like something.
So laxity of bhakti is that by which the steadiness in material pleasure increases. So that is laxity actually. So yena adhyatmikadi sukha dukkha nishta eva ullasati. Due to this laxity of the bhakti, your desires increases. That is the thing actually. Laxity. Bhakti shaitilyam.
Another point is when someone, some devotee, great devotee, desires for their health increasing, this means he want to more intensely devotion, more perform intensely devotion. That's why they desire to their health is fit for.
Yes. What, Mataji? Okay, ठीक है, no problem. Next, so what are the conditions for the confirming that laxity of bhakti is due to material, is due to offenses? First condition is that performer should be having the ability of discrimination. Having the ability of discrimination, that is the one condition. And also, so understanding this laxity of bhakti is opposite to the purpose of bhakti. That point is also second factor. And he is doing so very interesting services. That means if this saithilyam, this laxity of bhakti is not driven away with the interesting services in devotion, for his interesting services in devotion, still that laxity is there, then you should understand that that laxity is due to offenses. So that means some good, he is exposed to very interesting services, whatever. That means even services also, even material world, he might be having the tendency of hearing the music. So then we have the melodious Krishna songs sung by the devotees. But he is now encouraged to hear that melodious Krishna songs. He is liking the melody, that's all, in the music. That is his interest. But he is that he is till now getting in the, so he is getting in the material way. He is devotee, but he is getting the melody, he is enjoying the melody in the mundane songs. Now we are giving to him the devotional songs, very melodious devotional songs. By that also his interest for hearing mundane songs is not going. Then you should say that laxity of the bhakti is due to offenses. So even further more examples. Someone is fed with is interested in the eating, and he is fed with the nice Krishna Prasadam in Govindas, but still after eating, his mind is calling back. So I could have eaten that in Bawarchi in Hyderabad biryani, dum biryani, paradise. Is pulling back. Then what should we say? This biryani, that biryani, there are, I cannot mention these names. You people can understand. Then what we can say? This is also the laxity of bhakti due to offenses. That strong material desires, that means are the distress. If they are not going, by doing, even by doing by exposing him to his interest of services, then you should understand that laxity of bhakti is due to offenses. So here, atayeva अपराधानुमान प्रवृत्ते मूढ़े च असमर्थे च अल्पेन सिद्धि समर्था एव. This one line I was sitting for half an hour, 1 hour. So what it means? So I am explaining from my translation. But if there is ability to, if there is ignorance or inability, which are causes for not proceeding in inferring the offenses, then by the little bhakti, perfection is possible. You got? What is this? This line. If there is ignorance or inability, which are causes for not proceeding in inferring offenses, then by the little bhakti, perfection is possible. What it means? If someone is ignorant, in inferring the offenses. What is the meaning of inferring offenses? Or otherwise enable. He is ignorant or enable in inferring the offenses. Ignorant means he is not having the sufficient discrimination power. Inferring, I will explain. No. Identifying is different. Inferring is a specific word I used here. Anumana word. I took the Sanskrit Anumana word and that I used. So here every word is very important actually. It should reflect the philosophy as well. Also, it should be appealing to everyone. So here, ignorance and inability. Inability means example like rat. In our case, rat, it doesn't have any ability to discriminate. Discrimination power is not there. And it cannot infer the offenses also. So, what is the meaning of inference actually? Inference means inference and recognition. Both are having the different meanings. Recognition means now recognizing. So object is in front of you. You have already knowledge about this and that object is shown to you. Then immediately you are recognizing with the previous knowledge this object as mobile. This is known as recognizing. Recognizing. Recognizing means already you cognized, recognizing. That is the meaning of recognizing. Yeah. So cognized things you are seeing and identifying again. And what is the inference? Inference means so you have the just some indicators and you are not seeing that object and you are not, that means your five senses are not directly perceiving that object. Just you are perceiving the some indicators of that object. By seeing the indicators and you are coming to the conclusion of existence of some object. So then it is known as inference. Example is when you are seeing smoke and when you see smoke and then you are inferring from that fire. You are not seeing the fire by your direct eyes, but you are seeing only smoke. From this you are inferring fire. The same way here, inferring offenses means offenses happen and seeing it's not. Inferring offenses, that means by certain activities. So these activities will be cause for the offense. So some the indicators you are identifying the offense. That kind of in inferring you are not able to proceed in inferring because of ignorance and inability. Because of ignorance and inability, you are not able to, you're not able to proceed in inferring the offenses. Then by little bhakti only perfection is possible. That means in the case of ignorant people, this little bhakti is leading to perfection. As much as you study bhakti sandrabha, you will be more sensitive actually. Better to ignorant than intelligent. So Prabhupada says, instead of becoming ignorant, better become intelligent. And this is good actually. But it's less chance of that kind of ignorant person getting the opportunity of the bhakti is very less chance actually. And you know that by studying bhakti sandrabha, you can become you are getting the discrimination power and purposefully you are avoiding that, then you are committing another serious offense. That means you are committing the blaspheming the Vedic literature. You cannot go away now. Actually, ignorant means it's automatically happening condition. And Srila Prabhupada said, you study my books and you didn't study that. If I study, then I will understand the subtleties of the bhakti. Then I need to do the more critical bhakti, more consciously bhakti. So that's why I don't want to study. Then you are committing one more offense, guru avagna. He already said, and you are not studying means everyone is already in the offense mode only. Whoever is not studying, he said that you read my books, every line scrutinizingly. Several instructions he said. That is a primary duty he gave. Let's stop every activity and sit and study for the 5 hours. He said in some letter. He said, you have 24 hours. Yes. Yeah. Because that is the highest and crucial thing actually. So very important. Very important. Now condense the milk. It's time for condensing the milk. It's time for focusing the hour on bhakti. Yeah. Yes, Rukmini Mohan.
Hare Krishna Puji, Dhanantam Puji.
Oh.
Puji, in this case, when we are discussing the obstacles, so in Bharat Maharaj case, he was able to get rid of his material desires and then those things got back. And so, like, is there any pattern that the person will get rid of all the material desires and then these things will surface? Or he will be struggling from beginning?
Acha. So if you see the third result, so Bhagavan Nishta Chavaka Vastwantra Abhinivesha. Bhagavan Nishta Chavaka. That means you should understand he is already having steadiness in worshipping the Lord. Bhagavan Nishta Chavaka. Chavaka means which destroys. So Bhagavan Nishta Chavaka Vastwantra Abhinivesha. That is what? That is already you are having the Nishta in Bhakti, and that is defeated by the absorption in the another material object. Vastu Antara Abhinivesha. Abhinivesha means absorption in other objects. So that is, I think it is clearing. It is clear now. He is in the steady devotion. That means he is not affected by any material desires. Steadily he is going, but all of a sudden taking the sidetrack, coming out from steadiness. That is the third thing. Here what? Here we are not saying that that Nishta is not there actually. Here what? Even he is being exposed to the he's liking services, but still he is not able to leave his steadiness in what? In material pleasure and pain. And it is increasing. Not increasing, it is not going away. The Nishta, here the what? Here the Nishta in material pain and pleasure is not going even after exposing to. So he is liking devotional activities. Tasteful or liking devotional activities. Then it is known as laxity of the bhakti. Your understanding, Prabhu? Clear?
Yes, Puji. Thank you, Puji.
Yeah. There is a difference between those third and fourth. Okay.
So in Bhagavat Nishta Chavaka Vastvantar Abhinivesha, Nishta would indicate platform of Nishta, because from your
yeah,
statement,
Prabhu,
it sounds like that.
this is the problem we face actually, because our acharyas didn't use that means standard nomenclature, that means
Unified
terminology. So then you have to take whatever the more applicable and easily available meaning, that only should be, until unless if he didn't explain that word in his book, in the previous 4 books anywhere, then you should take the most prominent meaning of that word. Nishta means steadiness. But if you see Ado Shraddha Sadhu Sangha Bhajani Kriya, there Nishta is having some specific definition. So since he didn't mention that sloka at anywhere and he didn't mention the Nishta word, I am referring from there. So that's why you should take the more general meaning only, not specific meaning.
Prabhu,
Yeah.
how
So one quick thing. So when you, in your previous statement, when you say one becomes steady in the practice of bhakti, you don't mean that one achieves the platform of nishtha. It's just they become more or less steady in whatever they were doing.
Yes. Yes. Their steadiness, Srila Vishwanath Thakur is very elaborately he is defining that, the meaning of the Nishta. So, yeah. That is a thing actually in this Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara. This also we should think on this kind of thing in future, because maybe not for the general public, but at least the standard definitions of the words. What is Rati, what is Nishta, or whatever that means, various words we use, this kind of words has to be manas, what is the mind, what is intelligence, buddhi, all these has to be very systematically defined. That in any other sampradayas they have this kind of book. Maybe first initial acharyas they didn't define that, but after that their disciples came and they are like a prominent effulgent followers, and they are giving the commentary on that main acharyas like Madhva, their followers like Jaitirtha, and like in the case of Vedanta, Ramanuja, Vedanta Desika, and so on. So like this, many in every sampradaya prominent leaders came and they standardized the paribhasha meanings. That means paribhashika artha. That means standard definitions of the is normally found words in that philosophy. So that is we are somehow we are, so by studying the many books then we can get that. But if anyone compiles with the proper so thorough understanding of all the Gaudiya Vaishnava literature, so with the proper proofs, I am coming to this conclusion or this meaning of this word based upon these references, and it is used in these conditions. So by reconciling all these acharyas of all the definitions, and this meaning can be this. So like this, then it will be good work. This is someone can take up this. Okay. One would each.
Prabhu, in our day-to-day life, so we use some words like laziness, then habits, some bad habits. So actually, how to categorize that words with that Shwetillam and this kind of actually, or how to see that actually either that is offenses or some bad habits only or laziness.
So you are asking more than these 5. That means other results like due to offenses.
No, means in our daily life we see some
Bad
actually
qualities.
we use that words basically that he's lazy,
Laxity.
then he has some
Lethargy.
bad habits. So that actually how to
The conditions
categorize.
are given here. You see laxity in bhakti, that means some kind of lethargy in bhakti. It is different. What are the conditions? Is having discussion power, and also one who knows that this laxity of the bhakti is against the purports of the bhakti, and also after being exposed to his liking services, but still there is steadiness in material pleasure and pain, then you should understand that this is due to offenses. This is the thing only, you just see all the conditions what is mentioned here. If it is matching, then you should understand it is offenses, otherwise it is not offense.
It will match because I have to put that words with that means laziness matching with that, so that is Shwetillam. So
Laxity.
laxity. It match the conditions.
Yes.
So then at that time we will not use that laziness word, we'll use that laxity.
Yes.
And also some bad habits, we have some bad habits.
Vastantra abhinivesha.
So we'll put that word in that case.
Yeah, like that. Yes, Mataji. Archana Bhakti Mataji.
Prabhuji, like you gave examples in the previous cases, is there any scriptural example for Bhakti Shaitalyam where, some...
Yeah, it's given, Mataji. Next is coming that Bhakti Shaitalyam. Yeah. Kintu, so if that means someone is ignorant or enable person, inability is there in discriminating, that means in inferring the offenses, then in their case, so little bhakti is enough for getting the success. Okay, kintu we atayeva अपराधानुमाना प्रवृत्ते मूढ़े च असमर्थे च अल्पेन सिद्धिः समर्था एव. Little bhakti. We will be seeing who are the cases for this. Tatra dena dayalo Sri Bhagavatah Kripa cha adhika pravartate. In their case, that means in their case, that means in the case of ignorant and enable persons, there is so abundance of Lord's mercy. Bhagavatah Kripa cha adhika pravartate. So after connecting to the Sampradaya, Vaishnava Sampradaya, you cannot say that I am Mudha, I am ignorant person. You are connecting to the Guru Parampara, and you are asked by your Guru to study the scriptures and understand the scrutinizingly meanings and study the philosophy, and still after hearing this instruction, I want to be Mudha. It is a state. Mudha state is a natural. It's not the is a weakness actually. It's a richness actually. What is it? Richness. That means it's out of cunningness. It's Dhoratmyam. This is Dharatmata. Weakness. This you can say wickedness. This is a wicked. So purposefully he is becoming the ignorant person to commit more offenses, and so that not getting the any result. And you want to cheat Lord? No. Sorry. He's more intelligent than us. Huh? You'll join? That's good actually. If you understand the problem, it's good for getting the treatment. If you don't understand the disease and we try to neglect the things, negligence is also one of the offense actually. Neglecting the Vedic literature, neglecting the Prabhupada books. That means even after hearing the instructions to study that and understand the philosophy thoroughly, and neglecting those is Guru Ravagna. Is clearly Guru Ravagna. That's why we somehow or other we are committing so many offenses. And also Guru Maharaj says some instructions. We try to manipulate and try to mute it, turn it, duplicate, showing some kind of weakness in that. That's also not good actually. Turning or manipulating those favorable to you, you desire. So this is very Dangerous. He should be, devotee means he should be plain and pure and simple and direct, sober. There should be no duplicity in devotion. Accept and become humble and fair and transparent. Then holy name will reflect more and more. That means holy name will reciprocate more and more love and also more and more taste for the bhakti. When we chant, then we'll see that increasing in the our attention, our taste, and our steadiness. So that's why we should be very transparent. You, who knows about you? So better, in better way. You only know. You only know. And better, you should judge yourself. Instead of judging others, judge yourself. So next, Sri Bhagavata Kripa cha adhika pravartati. Kintu viveka samarthya yukte sampratyapi yah aparadapatah bhavati. Aparadapatah, occurrence of offense. In whose case? Who is having the discrimination power. That means who can infer the offenses. These activities will lead to offense. So I should not do this. So that kind of discrimination is having. Every devotee is expected. That's why every day we are asked to focus on 10 offenses. And we don't focus and understand deeply, go into that. And if you claim yourself as ignorant, then you are not ignorant actually, in fact, because every day you are exposed to hear those. And how can you say I'm ignorant of 10 offenses? I don't know and I did. No. From the day one we made to hear those. So that's why this should be before prasadam. Okay. So one devotee suggestion is it should be before prasadam. 2 times every day. Okay. He is expecting 2 times. But they will not come on time. Na? But in Mangalarti, by that time, everyone reaches after Tulsi Arati. So that's why that is most good time actually. Because Mangalarti is more compulsory than Prasadam. So that's why that is only the best time, Prabhupada. So here, Kintu Viveka Samarthya Yukte Samprati Yah Aparada Patha Bhavati Sa Atyanta Dauratmya Deva. But if there is ability to discriminate, and then the occurrence of offense is due to too much wickedness. Is Dauratmya actually, Duratmata. Dauratmyameva. Okay, next. Tad viparite tu na ati dauratmyad. Tad viparite. Tad viparite means if you don't have any ability of discrimination, still there is occurrence of offense, then it is not due to dauratmyam. But opposite to that, there is no wickedness. Opposite to that means what? If there is no ability to discriminate, then the occurrence of offense happens, then there is no wickedness. There is no too much wickedness actually. No wickedness you cannot say. Too much. Ati. Ati is there. That means we are not leaving out completely. Too much is not there means something is there. Even unknowingly also if it is happening, ignorant also is there. We are accepting, but not too much. That much sense is there. Okay. Example, Mataji is asking example actually. Acha, this example is for some Satadhanush. We recently studied in this, in the back anucchedas. So some person, some king, he was just speaking for the few minutes with the one person who offended the Vaishnavas. Then in the next life, Satadhanush became dog. You heard this story recently before in some anucheda. Okay, I don't know where it is. It is. You heard? In same. No, in the before it came. It came before also. That. Okay. So Satadanush, he was a king. That means he is also Vidushaha. That means he is intelligent person, Samardha, and also he is having the ability of discrimination. Satadanush Antarayu. That means he got the obstacle in his bhakti. Why? He knows, but he knows all the shastras, he knows the right and wrong, but still he associated. So the one who offends the Vaishnavas, he just spoke with him for a while. So then that's why. So what happened? This led to offense. This much is. Who offends the Vaishnavas, if you spoke with him, you should not at all see and speak with him. And what you did? Just you associate with him for a while. For that, he became in the next life this devotee Satadhanu, dog. Bhakti is so powerful, and bhakti is also so powerful. Bhakti is really so powerful. And same. So bhakti से संग करना बहुत अच्छा भी है, तो उससे वायर करना बहुत डेंजर भी है. If you become against the activities of bhakti, it's too much dangerous for us. And also, if you do friendship with the bhakti, favorably if you behave to bhakti, then it will take you like anything in racket, sir, direct. And if you unfavorably act towards the bhakti, that means offenses, then it will take you to down. Non-devotees is not problem, but who offends Vaishnavas? Next, tad viparite. Okay, is over. Satadanush bhakti. Satadanush, he became dog, and then after that, anyway, he did bhakti previously, so his bhakti was continued. This is the thing. Moodanam tu mushikadinam aparadepi siddhihi tathaiva yuktah dauratmya bhavena bhajana swarupa prabhavasya aparadam atikramyodayat. In the case of the mouse took wig into his mouth and he tried to drink the ghee in that lamp. At that time, that wig is stuck in his teeth, and he danced in front of the Lord with that wig, glowing, burning wig. Then it is offense or not? So it is also offense, but it is comes under the category of mudha. Mudha means ignorant. That animal is ignorant. Mudhanam tu mushikadinam aparadhepi. That means offense happened even in the case of mouse. In the case of mouse also there is offense. That's why knowingly or unknowingly offense is offense. Aparadhepi siddhihi, but still there is perfection. Tatha eva uktaha. So that is appropriate. Why? Dauratmya bhavena, because there is no wickedness. Crookedness is different and wickedness is different. Crooked is outside is paying obeisances and inside is blaming. Wickedness means it is having the some kind of malice, no? Not duplicity. That is crookedness, duplicity. Duplicity, yes. Crookedness is duplicity. Wickedness is durmati. That means bad intelligence, you can say. Bad intention. Bad intention, having the bad intention. Every word is evil. That's why it's very subtle, each word. Yeah. Duratma. You can, in Hindi, you can know Duratma. Wickedness. Yeah. But he is clear, Duratma. Dushta buddhi. Cunning. Duratma. Not cunning, Duratma. Yeah. 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 Okay, done. Yes. Dauratmyam. Duratma. Dushtatma, otherwise. Like Kamsa and these are all. They are directly. So, Mushikadinam aparadhepi siddhihi tathaiva yuktaha dauratmya bhavena. It is appropriate because there is no weakness. Bhajana swarupa. Then how it got the perfection? That means that mouse is kept in the path of progressing. Why? Because bhajana swarupa prabhavasya aparad atikramya udayat. This bhajana swarupa, that means dancing in front of Lord with the holding the wig. It is a bhajana actually. The influence of this bhajana overcome that whatever the aparadha happened in that mouse, and it appeared by overcoming that offense, and it came into appearance. This influence of the bhakti. Okay. Yeah. Prabhavasya, bhajana prabhavasya vadiyat. That means the influence of bhakti arrives by overcoming that offense. Yes, Prabhu. Go, Ram Charan Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah.
So we have heard like Neha Bikramo Nashvasti means like once a person perform a bhakti, that bhakti like will stay there, like and even though like if somebody performs like if by knowingly or unknowingly offenses happen, so that will create an obstacle, like as we are seeing Satdhanu's case, like for some point he became a dog and then he came back, and even we see Bharat Maharaj, he fall down, like he became a deer and then came back. So but are there any examples like where somebody who's on a bhakti platform and then he did offensive and then never came back to bhakti? Like, is it possible that it will never come back?
No, bro. So if even someone is so cruel, actually, like example, King Vena. So he was sent to hell actually, because we have seen even So who was sent to hell? Even in the king? Nruga. Nruga went to hell or not? Yeah, huh? Nruga, only for one mistake. So why he went to hell? Even he is a devotee. He went to hell. Why? Because Sarvesh Krishna. Why Nruga went to hell? Who will tell?
Because he was very much interested, like very much.
Tell me, bro. Sorry, tell me. Tell me. Sorry, bro. Tell me, bro. Ramchandra, bro, tell. Carry on.
Okay. No, because like he was giving more importance to karma and performing more attached to the karma than the bhakti. He was not even like,
This is the point actually. Many times people say that, oh, he committed, he gave this cow second time in donation. Actually, then he is devotee. Then that kind of sin, how it can lead? Then immediately their point will be contracted. Immediately it is finished, defeated. Then that's why real cause is what? Real cause is because he is taking the glories of the bhakti as arthavada. Yes or no? This is the reason actually. That's why exaggeration. He is thinking the glories of devotion is exaggeration. That's why his shraddha is only in the dana, dharma, ityadi, karma. That means performing sacrifice and so on. So that is the reason. So that's why if someone does such a mistake, like in the Vena's case, also you'll be seeing he is committing offenses, such a offenses. He is just discouraging the worship of Vishnu, and he is asking that you all do sacrifice for my help, my pleasure. You take Venaya Swaha, like that. You don't chant, don't worship demigods or Vishnu or no one, nothing. I am the king. I gave the land for you. Who is Vishnu here? Who is in front of you? Who is king for you? You are only. Then you should worship whom? Me. So that is his. So then that's why he is such a offenses he did. So he went to the hell. So in that, if someone does heavy offenses, they will be sent to hell and they will be punished. They'll be punished, and so whatever those offenses, that means they will be undergoing this severe pain. Then that offense will become weak in their case. Then if they get fortunately some Vaishnavas association, then they can come back once again to the devotion. No, Hiranyakashipu is different. I explained what is the Hiranyakashipu Tattvam. Jai Vijaya directly is coming and this entering into this. They are liberated actually. Hiranyakashipu is not sent to hell. Yeah. Yes, that case is another different case. Okay. Next. So that's why in that rat case, offense happened, but that offense is overcome by the influence of the bhakti, the swarupa of the influence of the bhakti. Atha bhaktyadi kruta. And now we are going to the fifth result. Bhaktyadi kruta abhimanitvam cha aparada krutameva. If you are getting the pride out of pride for doing the devotion, I am the best devotee in this whole congregation. Every day I go to Mangalarti. Every day I strict. I don't miss even a one harati in the whole day. And at that in time. And like this, he'll be saying, I distributed this many books. And in my young days, how I was doing service. So and so. So if one get the pride out of his for his devotion activities, devotional activities, then that is also due to offenses. Aparada krutameva. Vaishnavavamanadi lakshana aparadantara janakatvat. So especially why this kind of pride will come? What kind of offense? Vaishnava avamanadi lakshana aparadantara janakatva. So that means due to the offenses like offending the Vaishnavas. Because of those offenses, one will get this kind of pride. What kind of devotion he is doing? And he's that. Then automatically next is he will be offending other Vaishnavas. He's de-emphasizing or so blaspheming others, and automatic next moment that will lead to praising himself. Abhimana comes. So this result is coming especially offenses like blaspheming the Vaishnavas. We are seeing the example. Yatha dakshasya praktana shivaparadhena prachetasattvavasthayam Sri Narada aparada janmapi drishyate. So Daksha committed the offense towards the Narada. So when he became the son of the Prachetas, in the 6th canto you'll be seeing in the 4th chapter. So Daksha was having so many children, 10,000 children, and Narada comes and he preaches and he makes the devotees. And like this, he preaches and so many sets they go. And then he curses. Daksha curses, that is a Vaishnava aparad actually. He committed Vaishnava offense. This kind of offense he did towards the Narada because of his offense, his previous offense towards the Shiva. Shiva Paradena. He committed that offense. That means if you do one Vaishnava offense, then it is leading to another offense. Vaishnava avamanadi lakshana aparadantara janakatvat. Bhakti adhikruta abhimanam. So Bhakti adhikruta abhimanam. Bhakti, not only Bhakti, abhimana is coming due to Bhakti and others also. Because of others also, he is getting abhimanam. That means sometimes people not only just by the getting the pride out of because of performing devotion, not only that, Bhakti adhi means maybe he is thinking himself as I am a great karmakandi, I am the Brahmana, I am this, that. This kind of abhimanam he is getting. This abhimanam he is getting because of what? Because of the offense. What kind of offense? So, like in Daksha also got the abhimanam. So this Narada is preaching to my children and he is taking away. So I am the Prajapati, and so he is disturbing my activities. And he didn't understand the glory of the Narada, what he did. So this kind of abhimanam one is getting because of the previous Vaishnava offenses. Previous offenses towards the towards Vaishnavas. Okay. So Vaishnava avamanadi lakshana aparadantara janakatvat yata dakshasya praktana shiva paradena pracheta sattvavasthayam Sri Narada parada janma pidrishyate tadevam yat sakrud bhajanadinaiva falodaya uktaha tad yathavadeva. So yadi prachino arvachino va aparadaha na syat. Ultimately what Srila Jiva Goswami is saying, whatever I said, whatever we heard about the bhakti, one time holy name is giving the perfection. This is also true when there are no offenses. Sakrut bhajanadina. What means by one time chanting holy name, by one time worship, and by one time worship. So follow the yaha. That means say at getting the final result. So follow the yaha, uktaha, whatever is said. Tad yathavat, that will be as it is. What is the condition? Yedi prachina arvachina va aparadaha nasyat. If there is no offense in previous and now. Prachina arvachina. Conditions are applied. Yes. Because we are reading Bhakti's glories of the Bhakti na. In the long back, actually we studied. So one time chanting of holy name, even Abhasa Bhakti, even the Aparadhyukta Abhasa Bhakti is also going to do this things we studied. So these are all not real exaggeration, but they are all real, provided Yedi prachina arvachino va aparadaha nasyat. If there are no previous or recent offenses. Okay, bro. Ramcharan.
So Prabhuji, like I don't know, like is it a confusion or what? Here we are basically saying that Daksha, he performed a severe offense against Lord Shiva, who is a Vaishnavanam Yathashambhu. So he performed a great sin, offense against Lord Shiva, and then in the next life he again performed a offense to again a Vaishnava like Narad Muni. But when I was hearing fourth canto, I saw that when he actually asked for forgiveness and Lord Shiva forgave him, he pardoned him. So even after that, the offenses still remain.
Yes, Prabhu. Only just asking forgiveness, Vaishnava is not sufficient. He has to pay back. He has to chant the so many number of holy names. If he didn't do, then that will be there. The effect of that offense will be there.
So is there you're saying number of holy names has to be chanted to remove that completely?
Yes. Holy name also should be pleased. Now, even that Vaishnava is pleased is not sufficient. Two are there here, two parties. Holy name and Vaishnava both.
So we see that in that yajna later Lord personally appeared and he blessed everyone. So is that then we can say that Lord is also pleased at that time?
Yeah, he pleased, he given opportunity. After that, yeah, Lord also Vishnu comes and so he says, but doesn't mean that all the offenses are gone. No, all the offenses will go by I already said the conditions for the going offenses is the one and only solution. Even Lord also cannot do anything happen to holy name. So the one and only one is, what is that we read? Namanyeva. What is that? Avishranti. That do you remember, no, Prabhu? That is the thing. Ardha falani, falarthani, something. Nama parada yukta nam namanyeva harantyagam. Avishranti prayuktani tanyeva arthakarini. Cha. Nama parada yuktan. If someone is endowed with the nama parada, that means committing Vaishnava, blaspheming the Vaishnava is also offense towards the holy name. So namanyeva haranti, namanyeva, only nama. Haranti agham, only name. Not the darshan of the Lord Prabhu. Nothing.
So Prabhu, in case of Durvasa Muni committing offense to Ambrish Maharaj,
Yes.
so will that offense will also remain on Durvasa Muni because
Yeah.
we ask for forgiveness from Ambrish Maharaj?
Yes, and that's why Lord raised two hands. Aham bhakta paradhina. Hey Durvasa, what you are doing? So I am controlled by my devotees. How can I forgive? I am the servant of them. If you commit my master offense towards my master, master has to forgive, not myself. So then master, who is the master? Is a devotee. Ambarish Maharaj is master. So that's why. So that's why he came and he begged forgiveness. And that is only the, so we discussed the conditions, two things. Not just Vaishnava, pleasing Vaishnava is not sufficient, and also they should take the, so they should please the holy name also. Namanyeva harantyagam. Then Guru Ravagnayor. Okay, Prabhu. So next,
Prabhu, here
yeah.
we are also studying that same episode in Bhakti Vaibhav. So we are not, we cannot figure out that why Daksha they are offending Shiva actually. What is that reason for?
Oh, okay. Daksha is offending Shiva. So that can be, so previously he might have committed Vaishnava offense or otherwise. So out of the many reasons can be, Prabhu. So because of some kind of avidya, whatever that, many offenses can be because of pride, because of previous offenses, because of, it's not mentioned offenses, because of the weakness also they do. Yes, it will be coming in the 6th canto ending. Marane tu sarvadha sakrute, marane tu sarvadha sakrudeva yatha katanchidapi bhajanam apekshate. Very important point is coming now. We are all expected somehow or other to chant the holy name at the time of death, at least once. Ante Narayana Smritihi. This is expected. Apekshate. So this is expected actually. One should somehow or other should worship the, should chant or at least should take name of Lord at the time of death. तत्र हि तस्यैव सकृदपि भगवन् नाम ग्रहणादिकं जायते यस्य पूर्वत्र वा अत्र वा जन्मनि सिद्धेन भगवद अपराधादिना तदानीं स्वीय प्रभावं प्रकटयतानन्तरम् एव भगवत् साक्षात्कारो भाव्यते. So we are expected to do that one time worship at the time of death. One time is hearing one holy name or chanting, taking. At least once, one time. At the time of the death, marane, when life air is going out from this body, at that time, in that moment. So then in whose case this will be happening? At the time of leaving the body, so doing the devotional activity, exactly on that time. In whose case it will happen? Huh? So just Jiva Goswami is raising this topic here. It is desired by, it is expected for everyone. It is, yeah, it is expected for everyone, in everyone's case. So, but when it will happen? When it will happen? That means in whose case it will happen? So then it is said that तत्रहि तस्यैव सकृदपि भगवन्नाम ग्रहणादिकं जायते यस्य पूर्वत्र means previously, atra that means now, va janmani in this life, previous or in this life, siddhena, so siddhena bhagavad aparadha aparadana what is that? Bhagavad aradhanadina, sorry, siddhena bhagavad aradhanadina tadanim swiyam prabhavam prakatayatanantaram eva bhagavad sakshatkaro bhavyate. Huh? Gamyate is there. When it will happen? So when you are able to remember that means in whose case, many times we say that, oh, actually, yes, this devotee definitely went to Goloka. So to go to Goloka, Bhagavad Sakshatkara, that means he went to Goloka and he got the darshan of the Lord. So when it will happen? When it will happen? This is the point we are discussing here. That will happen in those people's case, who has done bhakti in this life or the previous life. And by that they became perfect. Okay. Purvatra va atra janmani siddhena bhagavadaradina. So he did, that means became perfect by the worshipping of the Lord. Tadanim swiya prabhavam. Then that bhakti is, that aradhana, that worship is exhibiting its power, and that's why he is able to take the holy name at the time of death. And then he will be getting the darshan of the Lord. Why the example is Ajamil case? It's a wonderful example actually. Then Ajamil, how he is able to chant the last holy name? Because no. Why Ajamil able to chant? That means in the last moment he is seeing the Narayana, and already Yamadutas came to take that life air from that body, soul from that body. So in that moment he called Narayana. Is it happened accidentally? No. It is not by accidentally happened thing. It's not accidental. That holy name he was able to utter somehow or other because of bhakti prabhava, aradhana prabhava. What kind of bhakti he did? At the time of name giving ceremony, he took the name of Narayana. By that, all the previous, present, future sins gone. When there is no aparadha, only sins are there, but no aparadha. He's a muda actually. Comes under the category of muda. So then it is completely finished. Then what happened? All the offenses are finished. Because of that one holy name, he took the holy name at the time of death. And then Vishnudutas appeared. Then only Vishnudutas appeared. When he took the holy name, Narayana, then they appeared. So that's why, oh, no problem. I will do enjoyment now and I will remember Krishna last. If you have bank balance, aparadha balance, it will never happen. It will never happen. Even 1,000 people are sitting and chanting, it will not go even years also. Everything is filled with the kapha, mucus, and nothing will go actually inside. at that time. All the 9 holes at the time of death is completely filled with the mucus. Nothing will go and touch your eardrum. And you cannot chant also. You cannot hear also. Just hearing means, so the sound vibration going and touching the eardrum, that will not happen actually, because everything will be filled with the mucus. You might have studied in the 3rd canto, in 30th chapter, how the position, the situation, death situation. Gura. Yes. Yeah. Very.
Basically, Indians and these Indians, basically. So many of them.
These aliens.
Indians.
Indians.
Ah.
Aliens.
So many of them, they even don't know what is Vaishnava Aparadha and this kind of things. The village people or somehow or other, they're not connected in devotional life. So they have concept of Lord Sri Krishna. So also they are karma kandi means they are following their own systems.
Kanishta Adhikari, you are saying Loka Parampara.
But actually,
Jata Shraddha.
so they many times chanted this holy name Krishna, Rama. So this kind of names. But it seems that means many people, they are not having also offenses like Vaishnava Aparadha, even they are not coming in contact with many sadhus also. So the same position they will get like Ajamil, like this kind of thing.
Ajamils, yeah, if they don't, we don't know, na Prabhu. What happened? Atra Purvatrava Janmani. In the previous Janmas. We don't know. So that's why it's not easy to determine anyone's condition or case. It's not possible for us. It's impossible for us. We didn't see what happened in his previous lives. How many offenses we committed. What is the bank balance? Offense balance. My God, that's... So you can understand by these results. If these results are there in your life, instead of seeing to others, you check in your own life with those results. If you are suffering with those results, then be alert now and try to become steady and focus and take seriously this. And yes, this is the Guru Krupa actually. We are able to know, and we are now shown the path. Even coming to this kind of understanding and understanding this clearly is also mercy of the Guru. Many times we say then Prabhupada is going to take us, and Prabhupada, yes, Prabhupada is going to take us when we follow his instructions. We are not reading his books, and we are not following his system, and we are not following his sadhana, given sadhana schedule, everything, and saying that Prabhupada will take away. Just you are cheating actually. We should see the frankly whatever is what. We should not cheat actually anyone. Artificially, why we have to say? So what is there, that we should say. You are committing one side offense of Prabhupada, and just you are bending all the things favorable to you. Prabhupada will take it. When you are seriously dedicated to Prabhupada, then he will take. That means he is already giving these are all things in his books. He is already instructing us this. So in various places, these are all there in all his books. And Acharyas also, of course, Acharyas also, they don't have any share in liberating us. They're also having the share. This is their share actually now. So that's why yam vapi smaran bhavam tyajatyante kalevaram tam tamaiveti kaunteya sada tad bhava bhavitah iti Sri Gitopanishadbhyah tatah aparadha bhavat tat kshayartham na tatra avrityapeksha yatha jamilasya. So that's why if you don't have any offenses, then there is no need of repeating the worship or holy name. One holy name is enough. One holy name is enough. Is still this advertisement is going on. One holy name is enough. One holy name is enough.
Puji,
if
there is some offenses, then can you say two holy name is enough? One for removing offenses and one for going back.
Huh? What you are saying? Business आदमी है तो.
If there is some offenses, then can't we say that two holy name is enough? One for removing offenses and one to go back. No.
How he is. Why not three? One is for Prema. My God. You did recently. You should repeat it again and again. How many holy names will destroy the what kind of offense? Something is given actually in the previously of Sitkin. Yeah, 1000. Millions of holy names. And also you cannot, I cannot, if anyone ask and ask, come and ask, Prabhu, how many holy names I should chant to destroy my offense? So that's why Madhuri Kadambani is the one of the good book. So where you can easily see what are these anarthas and how they are destroyed in what stage. How can you see the symptoms of those? More elaborated version that is that book. So that's why we are given with the enough directions. Enough directions are given to us, but the only thing is, so we have to take it seriously and practice. And also we should not too much worried. So definitely we should be cautious. It's not the, it should not create the shivering in our some kind of, so yeah. Yeah. So that's why Vaishnavas are so humble, because this is the reason actually. They are so humble and they are so feel themselves as Dina Vatsala. That means Dina, fallen. They are distressed. They are poor. This is the condition. Then only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave everything in his this in Sikshashtakam. I mean, Sundranadapi Suni Chena. That heart is needed. Then with that mood, then that's why from this we should understand that by seeing all these things, we should become now, we should understand that who are we? We are very poor. We are poor in our Namadhan. We are having no balance of the Namadhan. Then you should take so shelter in holy name, and so all the time you should, whenever you get time, try to so please the holy name. Chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yeah, this is the thing we need. So we'll see that little bit is there in tomorrow's class, 8:15 already. Sorry for taking some extra time. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki